Are you sick of having always lower back pain, tight hips, tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, poor digestion, inability to take a deep breath, also tight shoulders, a really tight jaw, any of these things, maybe even inability to have an orgasm or feeling bloated all the time and disconnected to your intuition and your gut instincts? Well, I'm here to help. My name is Lauren Roxburgh, aka Low Rocks, and I am the author of the book called The Power Source. This is all about how to ignite the power of your pelvic floor. Now, I'm also a board certified structural integration practitioner, as well as a fascia expert and a pelvic floor specialist. And today I'm going to show you guys a really simple beginner's guide on how to transform your health by getting to know your pelvic floor. So many of us do not even know where the pelvic floor is in our bodies. A lot of people don't even realize that, yes, men have pelvic floors as well. So essentially, the pelvic floor is a hammock of muscles that attaches your sits bones, your pubic bone, and your tailbone. So you can picture it like this beautiful hammock of muscles, lots of different layers of muscles, and connective tissue or fascia that wraps around the muscles, and of course, nerves as well. Now, what happens in life is that we end up subconsciously locking down our pelvic floor muscles and we get stuck in clutch. The idea of kind of white knuckling and pushing through and force and control. We end up locking this part of our body down, which ends up then actually trapping energy, emotional energy, and even toxicity as well. So a lot of trauma can get stuck in the pelvic floor. Now, when we bring awareness to this part of our body and we reconnect to it and we rewire the neuromuscular connections from the brain to the body, we now then can actually awaken this incredible power available to us in the pelvic floor. So I love this amazing graphic. So this is the root. The pelvic floor is also sometimes called the root chakra or the root energy center in holistic ancient wisdoms. And when we awaken it, we actually are able to feel more grounded and connected and safe. But then we also awaken the energy to come through and open up and connect us to our gut instincts and to what we are truly hungry for in life and how we digest food, emotions, and life. And then it can also help us to breathe better and deeper. So it helps us to enhance our lung capacity because we awaken the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is this amazing dome-shaped muscle that kind of mirrors the pelvic floor as well. So when we start to release down there and make our way up, then we are starting to create more energy flow, opening up the energy of creation and connection and charisma. And that will help us awaken to our authenticity and our purpose and our own path. And then we come up and open up the heart as well, which will help you release your shoulders, the weight of the world on the shoulders. And then we'll also get you to help connect and become aware of how it's so connected to the jaw as well. So when we lock down and clutch and white knuckle and squeeze the pelvic floor subconsciously, it's also sending a signal all the way up the spinal cord, the nervous system, up to the jaw as well to tighten up. So as we start to understand how we are so connected physically, biomechanically, energetically, and also even if you want to consider it spiritually as well, everything is connected. So it's also the emotional state and the energetic state are really important when we're dealing with the physical as well. So today, what we're going to do is really help introduce you to your pelvic floor. So what I would like you to do is, if you can, come to a chair and have a seat. And I want you to come and sit forward on the seat so that your sits bones, these guys, the ischial tuberosities, the little sitting bones here, are grounded into the chair equally. Okay, and you can just rock a little side to side, feeling those sits bones. And then you can do a little curl the tail under, and then a little anterior tilt. So you're kind of arching your lower back, opening your heart, and you can go ahead and curl under again. And then let's add a little breath to this. So inhale as you arch, look up, open the jaw and the throat. And then exhale as you curl. And then you can put your hands in prayer or whatever feels comfortable. You can keep your hands down if that's better. And then just rock a little side to side, feeling those sitting bones. Beautiful. Okay, now if you have a ball, grab a ball. If not, you can use a towel or a sheet or a blanket if that works. Okay, so just what you're going to do is roll it up. You could even sit on a little foam roller as well if you have that. Okay, so you've got a nice little blanket. Okay, so that's going to start exposing the pelvic floor. So now you have something that you're sitting on that's actually touching that hammock of muscles, all the muscles and the fascia and the energy and the meridians as well in the pelvic floor. So you can use the towel and then just rock a little side to side. Or if you have the ball, then by all means, let's use the ball. Okay? If you're struggling with pelvic floor issues, you are not alone. So many of us deal with the discomfort and uncertainty, whether it's peeing when you laugh or sneeze a bit too hard, or feeling less confident in intimate moments. These little worries add up, affecting not just our body, but our confidence and our joy and our pleasure in our bodies and in our daily life. It's frustrating when something so fundamental becomes a source of stress and tension and pain. But I have great news, you guys. My free guide, Restore Your Pelvic Floor, is here to help. Inside, you will find my 5 essential moves to help you reawaken and reconnect to your powerful pelvic floor and deep core, while also helping build strength, releasing stress, and boosting confidence. These easy and effective exercises are designed to improve bladder control, enhance sexual sensation and pleasure, improve digestion, flatten your belly, relieve lower back pain, and even help you tune into your gut instincts. So you can say goodbye to those nagging worries and hello to a more radiant, empowered, embodied you. You'll find the link in the description below. So all you have to do is download the free guide today and start your journey to better pelvic health and a deeper sense of well-being in every way. So let those legs go a little wider now and feel the ball really connecting you to the sensory awareness in the base of the core, okay? So curling under and back. And you can do some circles and add the breath. And if that blanket is too big, then go ahead and use more of a washcloth or a hand towel if that's better. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've got this pressure in the pelvic floor, which is going to basically boost blood flow, circulation, sensory awareness. It's going to turn on those neuromuscular connections from the brain to the body, and it's going to help you basically flush away any emotional energy that might be stuck, any of the cobwebs that might be stuck in there, any of the trauma and tension and fear and clutching. And then we're going to add some breath. Okay, so you're going to take a deep, full breath in. So inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now, next time I want you to inhale, I want you to visualize your lungs expanding. So take your time as you inhale. So take a breath in, and as you inhale, you're going to feel your diaphragm muscle push down into the organs. The organs will drop down into the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor will open like a flower. See if you can really feel that with the pressure of either the ball or the blanket or the towel there. Good. And then as you exhale, you're going to feel everything just gently pulling up and in. Good. And as you inhale, feel the pelvic floor open like a flower. And as you exhale, everything will contract like a rosebud. Picture your pelvic floor like a rosebud, and it's pulling up. Your organs are then going to push up into the diaphragm pushes up into the lungs, and then the lungs flush out the toxic air and also the toxic emotions as well. So do that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, releasing it out. Now, the idea of getting the breath flowing like this is really helping you understand that that is how we naturally should be breathing. So as we breathe in, our pelvic floor expands. With awareness and consciousness, we are able to actually enhance that and make it a more intense sensory feeling, and also help enhance the way our body is functioning. So it's going to help basically wring out your organs, so flushing out emotional energy or even toxins as well. It's giving your organs a massage. It's also helping the diaphragm, which is an incredibly important part of our core strength and our posture and also our personal power. And then it's also going to get you out of breathing just so shallow up here in the throat area. So your lung capacity will expand, which in turn will help you feel more flexible and fluid. And when you feel more connected to the pelvic floor, you're going to notice that when stress arises, you might notice that you're actually kind of starting to contract there as well. Now, let's take the ball out or the blanket and come back. And then just feel that awareness. So it almost feels like there's an imprint there. There's space in there, there's connection, there's awareness, there is openness, okay? So feel that for a moment. Let that imprint into your body awareness, because remember, this is gonna help awaken a lot of new energy for you to be able to harness this energy and to get out of the clutching. The clutching is what locks up the hips, locks up the jaw, locks up the lungs, and also the lower back and sacrum. Okay, so just play with that a little bit, rock a little side to side, maybe roll your neck a little. You might feel like, ooh, now my neck wants to crack and free up. Okay, so now we're gonna do another thing, because I want you to actually feel the connection to the pelvic floor. Now that we've woken up the sensory awareness, opened up and cleared some of the buildup and congestion in the connective tissue, and then stretch the muscles a little bit. Now I want you to visualize. I actually should show you the visual of this so that you can really, the visual is a very powerful piece in being able to understand how the body works. Okay, so that is the pelvic floor. Can you see the 3 holes? Okay, so you have the anus, the vagina, and the urethra, okay? So you have those 3 holes, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to connect to the holes, and I want you to envision the muscles you would use if you were gonna cut your pee off midstream, okay? So you're gonna do a little squeeze, pull everything in and up like the rosebud. Cut the pee off midstream. It's harder than you think. Now let it go and let it deeply relax and expand. I like to call it like the flower blossoming or blooming. And again, let's do a nice big squeeze. Try not to use your lower back or your belly even. And then let it go. And now what you can do is you can really feel the contrast of clutching and bearing down and white knuckling, and also surrender, allowing, releasing, and opening and expanding. So it's really a great balance of yin and yang, controlling and flowing, forcing and flowing, I should say, control and surrender, doing and being. So the pelvic floor is a mirror for us humans in the way we live our lives. Now, if we get stuck in the doing, in the clutching, in the bearing down, in the white knuckling our way through everything, we are not in balance. We are not a human being that's thriving. We're just surviving. So it's helping you get out of survival and get into the juiciness and the joy and the sensuality and the pleasure that it means to be human, living in this incredible body, this meat suit. So the 3 different things I want you to focus on to really be able to connect and transform your health and vitality through understanding and connecting to your pelvic floor are, first, realizing where the pelvic floor is, okay? Then sitting on a ball or a towel or a blanket, and then breathing with that deeper awareness, right? So it's actually 4. And then doing, after you've found the breath and you feel the connection holistically, like whole body awareness, then you can bring in more of the awareness of the squeezing and then the releasing. And then what you want to do from now on is notice. Just really paying attention to when something stressful or challenging comes your way. Notice how or if you react or respond in a very clutching, bearing down, kind of trying to control it through physical, tension. Or are you able to go, okay, I'm going to ground, I'm going to stand in my feet, I'm going to relax my lower back, I'm going to feel my flower blossom, I'm going to take a breath, and then I'm going to be able to have more ability to ride the waves of life with more grace, less rigidity. So that's the idea. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. And just remember, you can always download my free PDF if you want to learn more of the moves. And also remember that I'm so excited about this, the Awaken the Power of the Pelvic Floor course that's coming out very soon. And it's based on the extension of this book. So it's essentially, the book is the Bible of this course, and then the course is giving you all this great video content to be able to really deepen your awareness and your consciousness, and also for you to be able to get the most out of your incredible body. So I hope you guys can sign up on the wait list. We only have a certain amount of spots available, so be sure to jump on that wait list, because those are the people that are going to gain access to when we open the cart. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys. This is just the beginning, and thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, bye.